Hi guys and girls, I'm Obsidian Ant and welcome back to Elite Dangerous. The latest patch update released today brought with it a number of new fixes, but it also brought the extremely hard-hitting Nerf hammer to mining profitability. Low temperature diamond mining of course has been the go-to credit earner for months at this point, and mining itself has been extremely profitable for years. The latest update then upsets the apple cart somewhat, not just by bringing the earning potential down by a little bit, but by bringing it down fairly significantly. Let's take a look at that. The patch notes say the following about the mining changes. The most obvious fix is the change to using ship-launched fighters to cause subsurface deposits to respawn. This no longer is a thing, and you won't be able to respawn deposits with this method. Generally speaking, this change is completely fine, as it was effectively an exploit anyway, and obviously was unintended gameplay. The effectiveness, though, of overlapping hotspots has also been reduced. Let's see what they say. A bug with material distribution in overlapping hotspots was fixed, and hotspots themselves were rebalanced. Now, the effect of each hotspot has on the base rarity of a commodity has been doubled. To counter this, hotspots of the same type which overlap will be less effective. The aim of these changes is to reduce the massive impact of overlapping hotspots whilst still ensuring that they provide a higher yield than non-overlapping hotspots. Now, it's a little hard to actually parse all that and get some really good meaning out of that, but it effectively seems to be saying that they suggest the changes are twofold. On the one hand, increasing one element whilst simultaneously decreasing another. The impression given then is that overall the hotspots should still be good. Finally, here's the third change for mining. Fix the problem with a low temperature diamond commodity not decreasing its demand level as players sell commodity units to a market that demands it when the faction controlling that market has any state active in that star system. So checking on Inara and a brief look at the few systems in game, you'll find that no station now pays above 1 million credits per ton for low temperature diamonds, although this may improve over the coming days as markets rebalance themselves. So reading the patch notes is one thing, and for now it's still far too early to tell the full impact of these changes. However, there is a growing amount of anecdotal evidence which is suggesting that the total impact of this nerf is rather on the extreme side. A number of forum posts highlight the lack of low temperature diamonds despite significant time looking for them, so basically you can keep hunting for them and they don't seem to be very common anymore, and this is backed up by similar posts on the Elite Miners subreddit. In some cases, the players have found not a single low temperature diamond asteroid despite using over 100 prospector limpets. Something clearly feels wrong here. For those who have managed to mine a reasonable amount of diamonds though, the lower selling price has impacted their total profit. Now it seems this isn't just affecting low temperature diamonds. Panite has similar problems, as does some of the other minerals. The bottom line is that mining appears to have been very hard hit. This will of course take some hard testing to fully verify, but I'm sure we'll see plenty of that over the coming days, and I suspect that it will, for the most part at least, back up the claims on the anecdotal evidence that we've seen so far. If that wasn't enough, the update also hampered mining with a few new bugs, one of which is preventing people from being able to mine subsurface deposits under certain circumstances. Either way, the Nerf hammer has well and truly hit hard here. So obviously then, there's going to be some fallout and disappointment about these changes, but the fact is, this is far from the first time that this has happened. Over the years, there have been plenty of huge earners. On many occasions, they have remained in the game for weeks and sometimes months. And also on a few occasions, on the more extreme ones, the ones where people could earn tens of millions of credits per minute, Frontier acted very quickly and basically fixed those problems. However, those have been the rarer occasions. On the more longer term issues, it often feels as though Frontier are quite content to sit back and allow players to earn the big money. And this is one of the reasons it can feel so harsh when Frontier finally act with the nerfing. It can feel as though they are removing long-established methods of earning credits, and in this case, overlapping hotspots have been a tried and tested method for years. In the end though, the Nerf hammer is nothing new, and it's certainly not unique to Elite. One thing though, this does highlight is another problem, which of course is balance for credit earning across the entire game. This has been an issue for more or less as long as Elite Dangerous has existed, an image posted to Twitter by Saxius Maximus, and unfortunately I don't know who created the original image here, but if you do know, then do post in the comments section and I'll make sure to pin that. But anyway, the graph highlights the vast gulf between risk versus rewards, with some of the most riskiest endeavours in the game paying by far the lowest. Just take a look at the Thargoid combat here, for example, easily one of the riskiest activities within the game, but also one of the lowest paying. My understanding here is that Frontier feel participating in the activity is reward in itself. It's also likely they feel that if combat is generally paying high, then very little reason would exist for players to engage with other activities. In short, the most enjoyable or fun activities are often the riskiest. They pay low because they are fun and players engage in them. The slower paced activities and what may be seen by some people as the duller activities are engaged with by less players, so the reward is higher to attract higher player numbers to them. There is a form of logic to this, and from a game designer's point of view, it does make sense. From a player's point of view, however, it makes less sense and has an impact upon how players will actually engage with and enjoy the game, and that's the reason we see so many comments along the lines that we do. For the longest time, I've maintained, like many people, that combat needs a huge pay buff. At this point, it seems unlikely it's ever going to happen because, let's face it, if it was going to happen, it would have happened. And I guess, to be fair, we could also consider that wing massacre missions do pay very well, and this, of course, is combat focused, but combat itself, that's just dropping into a random area and fighting, is still woefully underpaid. But yes, it is fun. Is that reward enough though? Personally, I don't think so. Where this all goes in the future is very much an open question. With Odyssey not much more than 6 months out, the question of credit earning and balance will once again come to the foreground. There's certainly going to be a disconnect between earning in a spaceship and earning on foot. For example, it's reasonable for a spaceship or a ship module to cost in the millions of credits, but that would be entirely unreasonable for the price of a handgun or a set of pants. Yet it's likely players will need to earn these things nonetheless. A two-tier credit system then comes to mind perhaps, but I guess we're just going to have to wait and see. Anyway, I'll leave you with that thought. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys and girls next time.